Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Ayaka.
Hi.
Yukari. Okay, 一緒に. How much would?
How much
Would じゃない。Would.
would
Would.
唇が would
Okay. Would.
would
No, not about would. Doing would.
would
Okay. Woo.
who
No, who じゃない。Woo.
who
Woo. When.
when
One.
one
So one 言える
one
One.
one
Okay. Sと同じは発音。Would.
would
Would じゃない。Say would. Would. Would.
would
Would.
would
There you go. Would.
would
Would.
would
Would. Okay. So, how much would?
how much
Would じゃない。Would.
would
Woo.
would
Duh. Would.
would
Yeah. Could a woodchuck
woodchuck
chuck
chuck
if a
if a
woodchuck
woodchuck
could chuck
could chuck
would?
would
Okay, so これ
how much would could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood
Okay, good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, next. As much
as much
would
would
as a woodchuck
woodchuck
could chuck
could chuck
if a woodchuck
if a woodchuck
could chuck would.
could chuck wood
Okay, so
as much wood as woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood
okay, that was
むずっ
okay. Noah, 一緒. How much would
How much wood
could a
could a
woodchuck
woodchuck
chuck
chuck
if a woodchuck
if a woodchuck
could chuck
could chuck
would?
wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Okay. As much wood
As much wood
as a
as a
woodchuck
woodchuck
could chuck
could chuck
if a woodchuck.
equal to
Okay, so if a
if a
woodchuck,
woodchuck
if a woodchuck,
if a woodchuck
if a
if a
woodchuck,
woodchuck
if a woodchuck
if woodchuck
could chuck
could chuck
would.
wood
Okay.
as
Much.
as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay. Your hot one's good. Your pronunciation's good. Okay. So. Okay, now. Mina is ちょっと早いな. How much wood
How much wood
could a woodchuck
could a woodchuck
chuck?
chuck
If a woodchuck,
if you chuck
if a woodchuck
if a woodchuck
could chuck wood.
could chuck wood?
So how much wood
How much wood
could a woodchuck
could a woodchuck
chuck?
chuck
If a woodchuck
if you chuck
could chuck wood.
could chuck wood?
How much wood could a woodchuck
How much wood could a chuck chuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck?
Okay. How much wood could a woodchuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck?
Chuck.
Chuck.
If a woodchuck could chuck wood.
If you chuck wood
If a woodchuck could chuck wood.
if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay, so how much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
How much would you could chuck chuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
How much it could
Okay, so how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much?
would chuck could chuck?
Okay, so how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Okay, good. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yeah. 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 Okay, as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck.
As much wood as I woodchuck could chuck.
Okay, if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
If woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay. So, 早いできる？
できない。
できる。
No.
確かにできる。
No, no,
必ずできる。
no.
簡単すぎね。
簡単すぎ。もうこんなの楽勝だ。
So how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
How much would chuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Wow. Oh man, no, I think. No. Okay.